do we have here?
This is your grandfather,
Of course.
my father,
Your
Mirajdeen.
father, very handsome.
Yeah, he actually came to Kenya. He was worker on the railways. When he didn't actually build the railways, he was like a clerk.
From what you know, did he come to Kenya on his own then initially?
Initially, from what I understand, he came on his own and then he sent for his wife. That's, I think, when he first came into Kenya.
See, I've not seen this one. I've only known him from this. That's
right.
God, look at the transfer. That's the same. That is the same man.
Yeah.
That is that man there.
Yeah.
Adil's grandfather, Mirajdeen, was in his teens when he arrived in Kenya in 1912 from what was then British India and is now Pakistan.
He started with the community there and he became like a leader of the community. He was the chairperson.
A community leader, how about that? Yeah. So he was a community leader in a suit with some nice headgear and glasses.
Right. He actually built the mosque. Well, he didn't build it with his own hands.
Yeah, but got the land and organised it all, raised the money.
Raised the money, that's right.
Well, interesting. What a fascinating guy. Okay. Oh, I recognise her. This is...
It's Aisha.
Aisha, yeah. So your mother taken in Kisumu?
Yes.
She was your father's second wife and she was an orphan. By this time, you know, he's that guy. Mm. Look at him, you know, smart businessman. And he, you know, under unfortunate circumstances, his first wife dies, but he chooses his second wife, this orphan girl from Uganda.
My father married her at the age of 13, 14, I think. But I think the reason was that he had 7 children from his previous marriage, and he probably thought that she'll be the best to look after them.
I remember she would, you know, she'd shout at us, she'd tell us to don't do this, or she'll talk to us in Punjabi, that you certainly looked up to her.
Adil's grandmother Aisha spoke Punjabi because as a young girl she was raised in an Indian family.
Did you not say that her father, he wasn't, was he, what was he?
Was
Indian, Turkish or something? What was,
from what we understand, that my mum's father was a Turkish missionary.
Yes.
And he came and he married an African Ugandan girl.
So, Aisha, what was the treatment did she get from other, you know, Asian families or Asian people being married to this quite prominent family, the Deans? Yeah. Was she accepted?
I think they had to accept. Some of them, obviously, they didn't like it. She was very much conscious of that because she looked African as well, that the people will talk about her. So that's why she wanted to give the impression that she's adopted their way of life. She's an Asian.
She's making that effort.
She was making that effort a lot.
Here we are in Birmingham, one of the biggest diverse cities in the world. Yet if today a Muslim son was to go to his parents or decide to go and marry an African woman, there would be people that will frown on that and say, what is he thinking about? And that's today. 100 years ago, almost 100 years ago, my grandfather did exactly that.
Your grandfather, maybe it was in his mind that he has to set an example, that you have to...
And he did that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Adil's grandparents, Aisha and Miraj, went on to have 7 children of their own, including Nergis. Nergis was told that Aisha's mother was called Razia, that she was from Uganda, and that she married a Muslim man from Turkey called Moydin. When Moydin died, Razia was left alone with her young children.
Then she couldn't afford to keep the kids, so she took them to the mosque and were saying that these are Muslim children. So the local mosques then looks for the couples who have not got children.
Right.
And asks them to take. So each one of them, like my mom went to a childless couple.
And this is in Uganda?
In Uganda.
Okay, and then, so what else do you know about Razia?
My grandmother, she came from what I understand, the Kabaka family. She was distantly related.
Now, the Kabaka family...
Kabaka is the ruler of Uganda.
Right. Well, interested to find out if that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Whether we get a stake of Uganda. It'd be a lovely story if that's true. The photos that really struck me were the photos of my grandfather, and he meets my grandmother in a mosque in Uganda or something. And how does that even happen? How does a guy like him end up marrying an orphan girl who's got African blood in her? And it turns out not just any African blood. From what Mum tells me, she may well be connected to Kabaka, one of the rulers of Uganda. I just find it really fascinating, and I just cannot wait to get out there and find out more.